Good afternoon, everybody out here. Good afternoon. This is me, Rabia, before you, and I am having here with me the most intellectual panelists, namely Nazra Shaukat and Ms. Nusrat Khalid and Ms. Asma Imtiaz. Thank you so much for being part here in a very prominent discussion we are going to discuss about on a very important topic, that is, what are the issues in educational sector and what could be the remedial measures? Thank you so much once again. As we all know that educational sector is one of the most prominent, one of the most important sector here in India. That is that's a source of growth and development of any society, and that shapes the personality, that shapes the lives of individuals here. That's the main pillar for the growth and development of India. But unfortunately, we see a lot of issues, we face a lot of issues in this very educational sector. But I'm very fortunate that I'm having with me most beautiful intellectual panelists here to discuss about the topic, so that we can highlight the most prominent issues what are we facing here in India. But before going to the topic, before going to the issues, let me tell you something. Let me highlight some of the issues personally here. The first thing we are facing in the educational sector is lack of practical knowledge. In most educational sector, most of the attention, most of the concentration, most of the focus is given on theory and books rather than practical knowledge. So what happened? Totally, the practical knowledge is totally neglected. The practical knowledge is totally avoided. What happened when the students pass the exam? What happened? They forget the whole content. They forget what they have studied in classrooms, what they have prepared for the exams. This is the situation that we are facing here in India. And the next thing, that's outdated syllabus. The most biggest thing that needs to modify is the present system of higher education in our country. It needs to be modified. We are able to give quality and quantity-based education, but we are totally we are covering the syllabus. We are passing the exam from the outdated syllabus. We are getting knowledge from this outdated syllabus. That is the big hindrance. There must be change in the education system. The courses like graduates and undergraduates, this must be changed. This courses must be changed so that it will bring a lot of change in the education sector. If the technology and scientific advancement are taking place in India, why not in educational sector? This must be done. So the next thing I must say here, that is the leakage and the corruption of funds. The funds that are provided by the governments are consumed by corrupt intermediators. This has been granted by the government for the betterment of education, but it's unfortunate that we are seeing a very threat on this education system that the education system is totally at the back. This is the main reason actually that it has been corrupted. Everything is in corruption here. So the next thing is I want to discuss here is that the problem of brain drain. Do you know what does brain drain mean actually? It means the migration of talented, it means the migration of intellectuals from the country to the foreign countries. Actually. Why? Because they don't find reasonable jobs here. Because they don't find reasonable salaries here. So they prefer to resort to the foreign countries to achieve their preferable jobs, to achieve their desired ranks there. This is the main problem we are facing here. So I'm having with me, the most intellectual, panelists, I must say, I want, Miss Nazra Shaukat, I want you to please, highlight some of the issues that you are seeing, that is, in the educational sector here, please.
Thanks, Rabia. Assalamualaikum to everyone. Well, we all are aware about that education is most important for us. But nowadays, there are many issues in our education sector, like high dropout rates. The major challenge, or we can say the major problem in our education sector is the high dropout rate in government schools or public schools. It's all due to several factors like poverty, lack of toilets, long distance to school, patriarchal mindset, and cultural factors. Poor governance and lack of responsibility. Another major problem in our education system is the absence of teachers in government schools, and also the poor management in these schools. You know what? The management committees are barely functional. Also, the parents are oblivious of their rights and don't know whom to address in such conditions. Lack of infrastructure is also there. Quality of teachers, another major problem in our education system, mostly faced by our education system, is the lack of trained and skilled teachers. Besides the lack of trained and skilled teachers, they are also burdened with a non-academic workload, which diverts their focus from teaching. You know what? According to a study by a National Institute of Education Planning and Administration, the teachers spend only 19% of their time on teaching, while the rest of the time is filled mostly on the non-academic administrative work. Closure of schools. Due to low strength of students and lack of teachers, many government schools are closed due to the competition raised by private schools. Corruption and leakage of funds. You know what? Most of the funds which are granted for the advancement of schools are mostly consumed by the corrupt mediators. As these funds transfer from central government to state government, the schools involve many intermediators, due to which the right beneficiary only gets a certain part of the fund. Would you like to add something?
Yes, obviously. Firstly, Assalamu alaikum all. Let me start with a quote that is, education is the soul of every society which passes from one generation to another generation. And it is a continuous process which starts from birth till death. I think these two ladies mentioned each and every point, each and every issue of Indian education system. So I must talk about the issues that are in our valley, in our education system of J&K. As we all know, Kashmir is known as a conflict area. So the students suffer a lot here. Students suffer a lot here. They are pushing towards the depression. They are pushing towards the trauma, depression, stress, and other mental health. You know what? Some people are here who are belong from affluent family, so they send their wards abroad for high quality of education. But some people are those who are belong from destitute family, and we can say that who are belong from middle family as well. They can't send their wards outside for high quality of education. That means they suffer a lot because they are totally dependent on local schools. They are totally dependent on such ill-equipped schools. That means they suffer a lot here. This is a main problem, I think, in our valley. Another problem is that is attitude of teachers. As we know, some teachers, what they do, they are indulgent in favoritism. They give grants, they give marks on the basis of favoritism to those students whom they like, who are their lovable ones. Instead of looking who is good, instead of looking who is best in studies, they give marks on the basis of their favoritism. So this is a problem here which discourages the students from hard working. There is another problem, that is environment of schools, colleges and universities, because the environment of such institution is not conducive for study. The environment of such institution is not good, so students feel that they are in jail rather than feeling that they are in educational institutions. They feel that they are completely in prison. So they are pressurized to get more and more marks instead of teaching them how to answer each and every point. So they start mugging up the things instead of trying to answer each and every point. So it's a problem in our valley. You know what? What happened from few years? The syllabus of our board exam is reducing. This students see that this is a good for us, that we can get more and more marks, but they don't. They forget that this is a big problem. This is a big loss of their. When they face this kind of system in future, it will become difficult for them to tackle each and every situation. You know what? Students think that they can achieve more and more marks. This is a good thing. No, they can get certificates, they can get degrees, but they can't handle such situations which come on their way. So this is a big issue in our valley. You know what? If we see in our society what is going on there. What is going on? Students are pushing. Students are comparing. First go for school and then go for coaching and then coaching and other institution for study. And when they come back, they have to sit and complete their homework. They have no time to spend with their friends, with their parents, with their any family members. That means they have a torture. This is not a kind of true education. I think this is a third-degree torture which is happening with them. So we must take some steps to eradicate such problems from our society. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you to both of you. You have delivered the things very well. You have highlighted some of the issues. If I talk about Nazra Shaukat, really thanks. You have highlighted most of the issues like high dropouts are here, lack of teachers, and many other things like lack of proper infrastructure there. Thank you so much for highlighting such issues. And thank you to Miss Mister. She mostly highlighted the issues of education system in J&K, like the favoritism. Wow, what the teachers are doing here, like they are doing favoritism. They concentrate more on a particular student and they push her or him to go forward to any field to get the things done. So yeah, this is the main problem here. And the second thing you mentioned here, like the environment, bad environment of schools, colleges, and you said that there is a high fee in the institutions. Yeah, definitely. If we saw that most of the poor children, they can't afford to go in such an institution and the fee is too high, they can't afford to go there. Besides, they are very talented and they can't invest their knowledge. They can't gain knowledge there. So this is the main problem. If I talk about the engineering colleges, medical colleges, and other colleges, it seems that they just became money earning shops now. They are not meeting the needs of students what they actually want. Thank you. You both highlighted most of the issues. Thank you so much. So I want Miss Asma Imtiaz to please throw the light on some of the issues you are seeing what is going on in the education sector. Yeah, please.
Firstly, thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share my views about this topic. As per my point of view, in our country, the talent is measured by the grades and the marks of the student. Here, it's not uncommon to say that if a student get 90% of marks, then he is a brilliant student, and a person who has the average percentage is weaker and has not that much great future. Our collegial masters have made our curriculum in such a way where we are only focusing towards the grades and the marks, not on the all-round development. 90% of the education is theoretical, and there is no space for the creative learning and no space for the thinking. And the students are also bound to this specific. They are also bound to specific services. The students they have not they doesn't encourage them to go out and think about themselves, what they are trying to they are trying to do in their lives. There is also the biggest problem that the teachers are not teaching that much well. Our teaching methodology is so much monotonous. We are taking that much long classes, long lectures, which are making us very much bored. And there is another one, that no play and all work. From the year ends with the board examinations and results. Our whole time is wasted in these all things, and we are not interested in the other sports activities, and also we are only stuck in only two subjects, which is mathematics and science. So we should there should be government should give our curriculum should give equal emphasis to the other subjects like social science and literacy, because they are it's not all we can do, and the other subjects, these all subjects can also be these all subjects are also very good for us. We can do much things in these subjects, and also in fact our curriculum must we should add these creative subjects in it, and along with mathematics and science, which will really help a student, which will make a student very well, which will make a student curious, and will help him to develop his mind. And also there is lack of individuality in our education system. The real objective of our education system is that the real objective of our education system is to educate the people and to empower the people to complete their desired success, to get success in their lives. But every student doesn't want to become rocket scientist in his life. Some maybe wants to become a poet, a singer, or a public speaker. But what's the issue in our education system, that we are supposed to study the same subjects which the other people are studying. It doesn't matter that is it relevant with our goals or not. We have to study because it's our curriculum which is designed in such a way. Yes, of course, the basic literacy is important. The basic literacy is necessary. But it doesn't mean that we will waste 10 long years in the same subject. It will not get anything better. It should be. It maybe is good if we choose our own. If we choose our own destiny, and if we choose our own subjects, which will give us more knowledge. And maybe by this way we can get our good jobs, and we can get our success. But here our education system is lacking, so there it should be changed.
Yeah, thank you, Asma. You have highlighted some of the major issues that we are facing here in the educational sector, like the long-term class, which are being taken by the teachers, and that become monitors for the students, and